Billionaire Democratic donor George Soros blasted the U.S. for supporting Israel and for not recognizing terror group Hamas as a legitimate government in an op-ed 16 years ago. The New York Post reported that in a 2007 Financial Times op-ed, Soros chastised the Bush administration's commitment to Israel, calling on the U.S. and the Jewish state to work together with Hamas, whose forces killed more than 900 people across the Gaza border on Saturday. Soros wrote that with the strong backing of U.S., the Israel refused to recognize the democratically elected Hamas government and withheld payment of the millions in taxes collected by the Israelis on its behalf. He said it was wrong for the U.S. to align itself with Israel in reputing the terrorist group's authority and installing a blockade around the Palestinian territory. Soros added that, quote-unquote, if Israel had accepted the results of the election, that might have strengthened the more moderate political wing. Unfortunately, the ideology of the war on terror does not permit such subtle distinctions. According to the New York Post report, Israeli officials immediately condemned the election of Hamas in 2006 as the group's primary mission is to establish a Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital through violent means. Hamas also refused to acknowledge the existence of the Jewish state, a condition that Soros said should not have been so important to Israel. Soros wrote that, quote-unquote, defenders of the current policy argued that Israel cannot afford to negotiate from a position of weakness, but Israel's position is unlikely to improve as long as it pursues its current course. He added that demonstrating military superiority is not sufficient as a policy for dealing with the Palestinian problem. It should be tragic to miss out on that prospect because the Bush administration is mired in the ideology of the war on terror. There were never good negotiations with Hamas, as the terrorist group repeatedly striking Israel, and the Jewish state launching retaliatory attacks to take out the extremists. There is continuous escalation of the violence involving civilians. On Saturday, the situation reached an unprecedented level of brutality when Hamas invaded Israel, killing hundreds of music festival attendees, destroying villages near the Gaza Strip, and kidnapping about 150 people. The weekend of violence also saw 27 Americans killed, with another 14 remaining missing. According to AFP Current Affairs report, on October 17, health authorities in the Palestinian Autonomous Region of the Gaza Strip announced that at least 200 people were killed in an Israeli attack on a hospital in Gaza City. The Iranian-backed Lebanese Shiite group Hezbollah called the attack a genocide, but Israel has denied any involvement, blaming rockets fired by armed groups in Gaza. I am Lovely Montoya of Manila STV.